Nothing but the truth, sort of. In the morning, Simon helped me up the stairs. We were in the kitchen eating cereal when my mom came down. I showed her my ankle. It was still swollen and all black and purple. "What happened?" she asked. I sort of fell at Simon's house," I said. "You know, out of the bat house." "But why didn't you tell me? It looks bad." I didn't want to wake you," I answered. My mom sighed. "I'll have a quick shower," she said. "Then I'll take you to the hospital." She left the room, and Simon and I kept eating. Then all of a sudden we heard a siren. Then more sirens. All those sirens coming down my street. Simon jumped up to look out the window. "Wow," he yelled, "3 cop cars and—" He stopped and swung around and looked at me. "They're coming here. They stopped right in front of your house." In a second, there was some loud banging on the front door. "Hide," I shouted. Simon looked at me like I was nuts. My dad hurried down the stairs in his pajamas and opened the door. "We're looking for Sam Fletcher," said one cop. Then the cop saw me. "Are you Sam Fletcher?" he asked. "Is this your sweatshirt?" I stared at the sweatshirt, the one with vomit on the front and blood on the sleeve. I'm not sure," I mumbled. "We found your wallet in the pocket. Sam Fletcher, is that you? Yes or no?" "What's this all about?" asked my dad. "What's going on?" The cop turned to my dad. "Sir, this sweatshirt was found at a crime scene. The wallet inside says Sam Fletcher, 34 Pine Hill Avenue. This is 34 Pine Hill. Is Sam Fletcher your boy?" My dad glared at me. "Sam, what have you done now?" he sighed. I didn't know what to tell him. I couldn't tell him the truth. The truth was too messy, too crazy. But what lie could I tell? Simon and I hadn't thought this far ahead. But I didn't have to say anything. "Wait a minute," said another cop. "I know you, don't I? You're the kid who caught that drug dealer at the school, right? Last month? You and—" He turned to look at Simon. "And you?" "Yes, sir. Yes, we are," said Simon. "Okay," said the second cop. "So I know you two have been up to something last night, but I don't think you killed anybody." "Killed somebody?" shrieked my dad. "Why don't we go down to the police station?" suggested the nice cop. "Maybe we can figure this whole thing out." "Are we under arrest?" Sam asked. "Cool," I said. "Nah, we just want to talk to you," said the first cop. Then he turned to speak to my dad. "Sir, you can follow us in your own car." I stood up and hobbled behind the police. 2 of them looked at my foot and shook their heads. "We can hardly wait to hear your story, son," said the nice one. So Simon and I got into the squad car. "I'll call your parents," my dad yelled to Simon. "We'll be right behind you." It wasn't a long ride to the station, but with the cops in the car with us, Simon and I didn't have a chance to talk about our story. What were we going to say? We got out of the car, and one of the cops helped me inside. Then he took us to a room and told us to sit down. "I'm Officer Bing," he said, "and I want the truth. You two are involved in something very serious." I nodded. I made up my mind. I would tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. That's what they say on TV. It was good enough for me. Just then, another officer came into the room. "This is Sergeant Melly," said Officer Bing. "He's very interested in what you're going to tell us." I nodded. Then I started to talk. I told them about Ellen's party and about Fatso. I told them about going to the graveyard. I told them about being chased by the dog and the giant ghoul. Then I told him about falling into the grave. "Now this part is very important," said Sergeant Melly. "Hear what I'm saying? I want you to be very careful about this next part. Don't leave anything out." I stared at him. My heart started to pound. "No, sir," I mumbled. But of course I did leave something out. I told the police that I was so scared I threw up all over my sweatshirt, so I pulled it off and left it there. I told them how I saw the plank and crawled out. Then I told them that Simon found me and helped me home. And that's all. Honest, I said. I don't know anything about a body. Sergeant Melly sat down in front of me. He put his hand under his chin and turned my face towards his. He looked me right in the eye. You're sure, Sam? Nothing else to tell? I gulped and nodded. Yes, sir, I said. It will be bad for you if you're lying to me, Sam. Hear what I'm saying? He asked. I nodded. I hear you, I said, but I was certain I'd hear those words and that I'd heard those words and that voice before.